What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Life's a Garden. If you're new to the program or haven't done so yet, please subscribe and follow on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. And when you're done with that, be a friend, tell a friend, spread the word. It really helps out, and it is very much appreciated. Today's guest hails from Kansas City, Missouri, and is currently on an extended stay here in Billings, Montana, working as a crane operator. He and I met just a few short months ago, but in that short time have become very good friends and shared a few wild nights on the town, which I'm sure you're going to hear about. He has also served in the United States military, which is very fitting, being that today is in fact Memorial Day. And we want to send a very special thank you to all the men and women who have fought and served this wonderful country. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Tyler Norton. Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Dig it, you make it
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you.
So, to start off the episodes with all my guests, I start with what I call live questions.
Okay.
10 random questions that I've pre-prepared. Kind of just a lightning round. A little bit of an icebreaker. And helps the audience that doesn't know who you are maybe get to know you a little better. And they're also kind of just fun. So, life questions with Tyler. First off, one food that you could have for the rest of your life.
Lasagna.
Go-to karaoke song.
I always make a mistake of the karaoke songs I play, but probably Toby Keith. Any Toby Keith song.
I was thinking about singing some Toby Keith
Yeah.
at Nashville.
Probably like Beer from Our Horses or something.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
It's my go-to Toby Keith song. Most memorable family vacation.
Probably going to Cancun.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's pretty memorable.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay.
We had a free drinks resort thing, and don't remember a whole lot, but it was fun. It was a good time.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
I would probably be an eagle.
I always, that was like my number one when I was a kid.
An eagle. Just because you're flying around and you look cool.
Yeah.
So, and you can't get shot down.
I was gonna say you're protected.
Yeah, so it works out pretty good.
What's the most expensive thing you've ever bought for yourself for fun?
Ooh. For fun.
So not out of necessity.
I would probably say a Jeep Gladiator.
Yeah.
We used to do, I mean, I had a truck and I bought that and
Oh, okay.
just to do like camping and stuff.
So it was like on the side. It wasn't necessarily like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I had it and I drove it full time, then I got rid of the truck, but it was that was a good toy.
Okay. I get that. What is your favorite sports movie?
Favorite sports? Was it I'm bad with movies, but I think it's like Coach Carter. That basketball
With
one.
Samuel L. Jackson?
Yep.
That's a good one.
Even though I'm not a big basketball fan, but it just kind of gets you motivated and
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how I feel about Rocky.
yeah.
Like, that would be up there for me. Does toilet paper go over the top or or down the back?
You know, somebody just asked me this question, and I said, I don't really know. I just kind of slide it on there, and whichever way it comes off.
I mean, it does come off either way, but...
I would say probably over.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
right answer.
Yeah. I don't really pay that much attention. I just kind of slide it on
Whatever
there.
works, really, but it's over. If you're choosing, where are you sitting on a plane?
Exit row.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so center, like right.
Oh, window.
Window, center.
Window.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
window.
Never center. That's the wildest answer.
Yeah.
I mean, but the real answer is first class. But
Yeah.
no, exit row is a good one.
Yeah.
I agree.
Dude, I get the most leg room since I have whiskey. You know, he can sit right there perfectly fine. Some planes will let him, some planes won't. But
gotcha.
that's the most area. I like that.
Yeah, and you're a window guy though.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm an aisle guy.
Really?
Yeah.
You would choose to pick the aisle or the window?
100%.
Why?
Because for one, you could kind of stick your leg out a little more, so you just get a little extra leg room. Like you're not supposed to do that, but I'll stick my leg out a little bit if we're like in flight.
Where do you lay your head? You don't sleep in a plane?
No.
Oh, okay.
I like it if it's a 8-hour flight, then yeah. But if it's just like a 2 or 3 hour flight, I'll just watch a movie or something.
If it's 45 minutes, I'm trying.
I can't.
I got my hood up, got my glasses on, hat down.
I get, and that's why the window is. But see, another thing is I'm paranoid as hell.
Okay.
So I would constantly be looking out the window if it was available to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I also I hate asking other people to get up if I need to go to the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
And I don't mind getting up.
Yeah.
So it's like
It works out. Yeah, I feel that.
I just avoid that situation. And if I need like a drink or something, it's just right there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But
I don't use the bathroom on the plane, so
I really don't either, but there's been plenty of times I've had to, just an emergency. Okay. This is a new one, and I like this one.
Okay.
If you could dispense 5 liquids, unlimited liquids from your fingertips, what are the 5?
Water. Probably Gatorade. Diet Coke. I would also do Miller Lite.
Okay.
Last one's tricky. Probably some kind of tequila, just in case.
So you went beverage.
Yeah.
See, one of the things I always say is gasoline.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was definitely thinking, something to drink for sure. Gasoline, yeah. Let me take Gatorade off. I'll put gasoline on there.
Just because it's like the utility of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, think about it. You'd be making so much money. You're just
yeah, just come here.
Yeah. And you're like, I'll charge you less than what they'll charge you.
That's good.
All right. And, oh, wait, no, I have 2. Nope, that was the last one. And then, or actually, it's the second to last one because this is the last one I always ask.
Okay.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
I think so. I mean, it doesn't necessary. It's not necessary, but if it's on there, I'm not mad about it.
Fair enough. I mean, it's not for me.
I like grilled pineapple too, though. So
I feel like it's a very hotly debated topic that so many people have.
Yeah.
But it's such a it's one everybody I feel like has.
Yeah. No,
And
I don't mind it.
I won't judge anybody who likes it. It's just not for me.
Yeah. Even if it comes with the Canadian bacon.
See, I would actually prefer pineapple and pepperoni than pineapple and Canadian bacon. I think Canadian bacon's bullshit.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a weird combo to me.
Yeah. No. I mean, I could eat it hot or cold. So.
Fair enough. I mean, that's if you put a pizza in front of me, I'm probably gonna eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be my food forever.
I used to just order sausage and olives, black olives.
Oh yeah.
That was just that.
That's not a bad guy. I actually like black olives.
Yeah.
It took me a while, and I really like green peppers too on a pizza. Well, that's all I got for the life questions.
Okay.
And that's a wrap. All right. So, you're from Kansas City.
Yep, Missouri.
Born
a
in
little town. Well, no, this is where it gets tricky.
Okay.
All right, so I was born in Fort Worth, Texas. Never lived there other than that. I'm from a little town in Missouri. It's like 100 miles from Kansas City, and Kansas City is the most. I've lived in Kansas City.
It's just easier to say Kansas
Yeah.
City because people know where that's at.
Yeah.
I gotcha. But so generally born and brought up close to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Just not quite in Kansas
Yeah.
City. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right on. And then you've been traveling a lot, for work, and you did military service too.
Yep. So I was in the Army. I served my time in Fort Bliss, Texas, which is in El Paso, Texas. And then I did 5 years there, and then when I got out, I moved to back to Kansas City, actual Kansas City. So
Okay.
and then from there, I was there for a couple years, and then I moved to Alabama, and then to Florida, and then just been traveling around doing this crane stuff, and now I'm in Billings.
So how long have you been doing the crane stuff?
For about a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you went to school for that, or
Mhm.
yeah? Well, I guess you'd have to.
Yeah, I went to a school in Atlanta, and they do all heavy equipment, so and cranes. So
Nice.
I did that for about 4 months, and then just hit the road.
So is this only like how many places have you been?
This would be my third
Okay.
one. Yeah, I've been Billings, Oregon, Florida, and then it'll be Salt Lake City. So
Gotcha. So they already kind of know what you're.
yeah. So this company this is my first job with this company. They're out of Salt Lake, and yeah, they want me to come back to Salt Lake. And the next job is actually I'm supposed to leave here the 17th.
Okay.
And be there for 10 months. So,
oh wow.
Yep.
You'll get to. Well, I don't know how bad are winters in Salt Lake.
Not as bad as here, because I went to Salt Lake first. I was there for a couple weeks, and then I came up here. I didn't have that much cold weather gear and nothing.
You came here right at the not the peak, but still pretty.
Yeah, it was like negative 40, and I was like, what in my life led me to this position right here?
And then, so you're getting close to finishing the job that you're doing here then?
Yep. So, yeah, they want me to be out of here by like the 17th. So,
gotcha.
Which it was supposed to be August, but
oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah. So they sped it up pretty good. I don't know if they took into account of weather.
Probably.
And made it that long, and then hasn't been that bad. So,
well, I suppose if the project is finished, then you got to go on to the next job. You know.
Yep. Yeah. So it was either Salt Lake, and I got another company in Virginia. So it was kind of.
But you were also kind of running the idea of doing like the
offshore stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still gonna do that. It's hard to get, so you kind of have to have a big paper trail behind you to get in and be able to take your test, but that's what I'm working on right now. So,
nice.
So I got at least 10 months to get all that stuff lined out, and then hopefully make it big time.
That's some big cash. I mean, you'll never catch me doing that shit. Like I'm too big of a pussy. I could not.
Honestly, and I might be too. I just see the dollar signs. I'm like, oh, shit. I mean,
it's hard to pass.
What's it gonna hurt to give it a try? You know?
So here's a question: if you'd go do that, if you sign up, you're all in. Like, first of all, what would be like the amount of time you would spend in one like?
So I think the max is like 6 weeks, but I think it's more 4 weeks on, 3 weeks off, or 4 weeks on, 4 weeks off.
Oh, okay.
So you're only out there for a month.
So I wasn't sure if once you were there, you had like this is how long you're staying, and when your duty's done, then you can either re-sign up.
I don't think you can stay longer than a month though, or like 6 weeks.
For anybody that's curious, it's the offshore drilling stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Coastal.
Yeah, it's out in the middle of the Gulf of America.
If you've ever seen what's that? We were talking about that movie.
We were. I can't think of it either.
Don't watch it if you're gonna go.
Yeah.
Oh, Event Horizon. Yeah. That's the name of it.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
But it's those like tower, like just structures.
Yeah, it's just a big platform out there that drills oil, and they need cranes out there to get stuff off the ships that come in and stuff like that. So.
But you were also talking like they feed you good.
Oh yeah, so you get they hire chefs from all these resorts to come out there, and like steak and lobster and all this good stuff, and they have gyms. I mean, it's like a small city out there.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I must not realize how big these things are.
They're big, and so they fly you out there
on like a helicopter.
On a helicopter, yeah, and pick you up on a helicopter. And if the weather's bad, then it's boat.
Shit.
Which.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't think I'm cut from that jib.
Yeah, and I might not be either. But I'm like, I ain't got nothing else going on, so.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So let's say you get out there. I guess you like you said.
Do your first bit.
I was gonna say you can't just wimp out right away.
No.
But like you said, it's a month's a long fucking time though,
dude.
To be out at sea.
Out at sea. Yeah, I mean, and you're working a lot too.
Yeah, it's probably like 12 to 16-hour days.
Yeah. But this guy's telling me it's $2,000 a day.
That's crazy.
So for that, you're like, I could just do a month and I'll be great.
What, that's 60,000, yeah.
Yeah. So
Shit.
but so another guy was telling me I could do a month out in the Gulf of America and then go down to Australia, do a month there, and then take a month off. So then you're running back to back. You could really make some money.
I suppose if you actually didn't hate it,
yeah,
then maybe.
I don't like the ocean, but I'm like, I do like money, so.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I've been wanting to ask because I don't think maybe we've talked about it a little bit. Just in like when we're out.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been here how long?
I've been here since the beginning of February, the day before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was when you showed up.
That was my first day.
So I met you on your first day here.
First day. Yep.
Wow, because there was UFC fights.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my first day.
That's hilarious.
I met this fine young gentleman right here.
That's funny. I guess I didn't realize that was your very first day.
Yeah.
Because you said you just came down to watch the fights, and then you were asking about the Super Bowl.
The first day.
That's hilarious. Wow.
We've been at it ever since.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so February, March, April, so about 3 months now.
Yep, 3 months.
A little over 3.
Seems a lot longer.
Actually, it's almost been a full 4.
Yeah. It seems like I've been here for a minute.
So based on all the places you've been, you've seen a good amount of different places.
Uh-huh.
First impressions of Billings, Montana.
Or
Or no, not first impression, but overall impression.
They have a gambling problem.
Yep.
No, I mean, I haven't had any bad experiences really. It's probably not somewhere I would like want to live full time, but I've had a good time.
You're not gonna offend me if you say it sucks ass.
No, I mean it doesn't suck ass because like there's a lot of stuff you can do from here.
Yeah.
And around here, like, I got a good schedule. Like there's good walking trails for the dogs, and I don't mind it at all. But there's a lot of other good places out there
For sure.
So it's hard, but like I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
Well, make me feel a little bit better about living here my whole life.
Yeah. No, I don't hate it at all.
I mean, I feel like the older I've gotten, the less I've like been rah for Billings.
Yeah.
Like I also don't hate because I grew up. Everybody was like, "Fuck this place," and I'm just like, "Man, this is my home," Like, but then, as I said, the older I get and the more I travel, I'm like,
This doesn't seem like it'd be too bad.
Yeah, it's like during COVID, I do remember being like, "Dude, thank God I live here."
Yeah.
Because things rolled by like nothing.
Yeah.
We closed down just a little bit here and there, and then it felt like we were pretty decently like self-sustaining in a way, and there wasn't a lot of like, you're far from a lot of places, so there's no fear of like getting completely overrun. Like if shit were to hit the fan, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So there was those things that I kind of put into perspective a little bit, but it does get boring sometimes. And then being in the band, you start thinking about opportunities that you could have elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being real, we're probably not going anywhere from here.
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
It helps that we live in a online.
I was gonna say nowadays, even with this, dude, like it just takes the right person to just look at it one time and.
For sure.
And yeah, especially your music, it's good.
You also got to think about like, I'm going to Nashville. It's been 2 years since I've been to Nashville. There's bands that are playing down there because I get updates on when they're playing, because I ran into a few bands. I was like, oh, I'll check these guys out.
Yeah.
They're still down there. I mean, granted, I'm sure they're making good money, but they're not hitting the big time.
Right.
They're still just playing bars in Nashville, which is kind of what we do. We just don't make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make it. When you look online, it seems like everyone makes it pretty easy just with anything that they do.
But that's because you're seeing it.
That's because you're seeing it. Yeah, you don't know the thousands of other people that are sitting there working probably just as hard or harder, and it just takes the right time. And
for sure. I mean, that is the one of the few beauties of this technology and the world we live in. There's a lot more I hate about it, but that is one thing I don't completely hate.
Yeah.
So during your military time, I think you told me you did some overseas stuff.
Yep.
So tell me about that.
Yeah. So in 2017, we went to Iraq. So we did 9 months over there, and
did you see some like action?
No.
Was this a little bit after
Yeah.
a lot of that?
So it was still in the mix of it, but um, kind of how it goes over there is they have an army as well. So they have an army, and then there's like a militia that kind of runs with those guys, and those militia guys kind of would escort us around. Well, they are kind of like rogue, and they started taking a lot of our guys out, so they kind of halted a lot of movements over there for that until that got fixed. But yeah, I mean it's still a crazy time because they would come at night, and we would shoot out in the day and stuff like that. But it's definitely a different time, especially one of the best times I've had as an adult, because you're not worried about I mean, I guess you kind of are worried about bills, but there's really no outside noise. You're training, you're physically fit, you got your boys. Like,
It helped probably that you didn't have like a kids or nothing waiting at home,
Yeah.
like that, where that's a worry for a lot of guys that
Yep.
go over there.
Yeah, no, I just had a wife, and she was just like,
Oh, you're married?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
yeah, I was married. Me and my ex-wife, we were together 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
How have I not heard about this?
yeah, I don't
Or maybe you did tell me and I just was
yeah, no, I've been
little
married.
soft.
I've been married, and I was actually, me and her, we were prom king and queen. High
Really?
school. Yeah. So I've lived definitely a country music video, growing up. But,
Sounds like it.
yeah. So yeah, she was cool. She was all for it. She was like, whatever happens, not go die, but like,
Right.
good job if that happened. But yeah. So it was honestly, it was a good time.
And
Scary, but good.
So it was Iraq, and then
Yeah, we went to Iraq, a couple different spots in Iraq, and then we finished out like the last month in Kuwait.
oh shit.
Yeah, and Kuwait is kind of just like a vacation.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody there like that wise. So you got gym, good food. You can actually go to the mall on certain things. Yeah, it was a good time.
No out of like crazy experiences in that time. Nothing like.
No, not really. So there was one time. So we were like QRF, which is like the quick reaction force for the base in Iraq. So like if anything happens to the base, we have to get spun up and go do that. I was taking a nap, and I had a roommate at the time, and he we didn't really like each other, and he tried to wake me up. He's like, "Hey man, I don't know if you want to know this, but we're taking IDF, which is like indirect fire."
Oh shit.
And I was like, "What'd you say?" What'd you say? He's like, "Yeah, I didn't know if you want to know, but like we're taking, IDF." I'm like, "Dude, we gotta go!" Like, so we got all our stuff on.
Don't want to interrupt your nap, but
Yeah, because like in my nap, I could hear the sirens going off, and I sound like dogs barking. So it was just a weird like sequence. But so yeah, like while everyone's taking cover, we're going to our vehicles and getting set up, and so that was a good time. Somebody had shot an RPG over the wall. They didn't go off, but it was that's what we got spun out for.
Damn.
So yeah, it was just like little stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. I didn't shoot anybody in the head or anything, which
I mean,
double-edged sword there.
Yeah. I mean, you never know how that's gonna affect you later. Like,
Yeah.
because I know that I've met plenty of guys that didn't at the time realize that how that was gonna affect them later, but then there's like a heavy guilt.
Yeah, and yeah, there's definitely that. Yeah, I mean, people die, and that's like real life.
Oh, dude, I think about it way more than I
Yeah,
would like to.
but the thing is, like, you die over here too.
Oh, for sure.
Doing the same thing, just walking to your car. Somebody wants your car bad enough.
Dude, did you hear about the guy here in on the south side that got stabbed for his truck?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did hear about it. I didn't know the circumstances, but I did the ride along that night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was so when I got out of the ride along, that happened. so I didn't get to go or nothing. But I drove by.
Damn. Yeah, my it was in that right behind one of my buddy's houses.
Really?
Not his house, his dad's house. So his dad shows up home and there's like 9 cop cars. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people that knew that. I didn't know the guy, but I know a lot of people that did. And he was like a volunteer fireman.
Yeah.
He might have even been just like an actual fireman for Hardin. And 51 years old. Yeah, somebody stabbed him to death and stole his truck.
Jeez.
It was like a year, maybe 2 years ago. This was like not far from here. Some guy was just getting in his truck. Somebody comes up, shoots him, steals his car.
Yeah.
And then like gets in an accident because he's probably all spun out on drugs. Runs into another house, holds everybody hostage. It was crazy. So shit like that, you know, I feel like doesn't happen all the time around here, but it happens enough being the size that it is. Right. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh no, Billings is not a safe place. That I've found out though, like when it comes to like, you know, crimes and, you know, per size, it's like number 1.
Yeah.
But like nationwide, somebody was telling me it's like number 9.
Yeah.
In the nation.
Well, it's gotten worse because of drugs and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's always kind of been the MO around here is most issues that have come about are around drugs.
Yeah.
And there's ebbs and flows where, you know, it's a lot worse. And then they'll like crack down on it and it kind of settles down a little bit. But then something else, you know, whether it's coke or meth or fentanyl, you know, it's like.
Yeah, fentanyl, that's getting a lot of people.
That's why I won't do coke.
Yeah.
I've been offered it several times and I've always kind of been curious.
Yeah. You do it first.
Yeah, you do it first and I'll wait like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But even still, I'm like, even if it was good shit, I'm not so certain I'm the guy for that.
Yeah. So I've just bought a thing. It's like, comes in like 2 little vials.
Oh, is it a tester or something?
It's not. No. It's caffeine, but it's called like Got a Bump. So you empty it out and you scrape it up just like you're supposed to do that, but it's just caffeine. So if you want the thrill of doing it, there you go.
Snort it?
Yeah.
But it's just straight caffeine.
Just straight caffeine.
I mean, that shit could fuck you up too.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's not as bad as coke.
Yeah. No, I was actually scared to try it too. I was like, is it gonna burn?
See, I feel like coke would just fucking race my heart or something, or it would like, or even worse, I think I'd like it too much.
Yeah.
And then because
that's probably more apt to happen.
That's my whole family, man. Like they've all had drug issues, and I mean, I didn't drink till I was 30 or not 30, 23.
Damn.
Because it wasn't necessarily because I didn't want to. Well, it was kind of it became I didn't really want to. I was just like, I've gone this long, like, meh.
Yeah.
But mostly it was because I was scared of my family history. Mm-hmm. It's like, I've seen what this does to my, you know, best friends and family and stuff, and it's like, I don't know if I want to run down that road.
Yeah.
But I think once I reached 23, I was like, you know what? I'm responsible. I can handle this shit. And I've let that get out of control a couple times.
Not me, dude.
You're going young?
Oh, yeah. No, I was definitely going young. And same thing. Like, I got some, you know, alcoholics in my family. And so my dad's always kind of been on me, like, don't let it go too far, you know. And I don't. I like to party, but I don't like to drink. So
yeah.
Kind of
well,
works out.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, I like to hang out. I like to be out. I like to be around people. And then alcohol happens to be a factor in that. Yeah. But I don't come home and start sipping on a bottle. Mm-mm. You know, I'm not like at work, you know, with a little stash at work trying to like bite the edge.
Yeah, no, not me either. But yeah, I definitely do like to, I like to party a little bit.
Oh yeah, so. I know. Yeah. we've experienced a few of them.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's been good times.
Yeah.
Nothing but good times.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you too. Is that a new Shiner I see?
There's the same one.
It is?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Bro, it just keeps coming and going. I don't know if it's because like my glasses at work, they're kind of heavy duty, and they just sit on it. And I don't know if it's like, cause, you know, I got the super glue in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it like irritates it or what, but yeah, it's the same one.
I thought it was on the. For some reason, I thought it was on the other eye.
No, it's this one. And I've been tanning, trying to get rid of it.
I was just gonna say, I'm looking at the video here. I look like a ghost compared to you.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It doesn't help that the light's right here.
Yeah, dude. I've been tanning, trying to get rid of it, and dude, it almost looks like it makes it worse. But sometimes I can't see it, but I'll see a picture of me and I'm like, my eye looks black.
Well,
like,
I think the lighting is making it stand out a little more, but I thought it was a fresher.
No. It adds to the aesthetic, I guess.
Fair enough. No, haven't seen any action like that in any. Have you been out since the last time I saw you out?
Yeah, dude. I actually went out last weekend.
Oh, yeah. What the hell was I doing? Oh, that's right. Because
concert,
that's right. I was gonna come out, but
dude, that like all right. Yeah. So I went out, and
nice.
8:00 in the morning, I'm walking my dog in the trails. Like, we stayed up all night.
Oof, those are rough.
And I was just like, well, if I go to sleep now, I'm not gonna be able to take whiskey for a walk because it's supposed to rain. So I was like, all right, man. Like, so 8:00 in the morning, no sleep. I'm walking whiskey through the trails.
Damn.
Yeah. But it was a good time.
I mean, that's not a bad way to kind of sober up either.
Oh no, but by the end, dude, I mean, the thing's like 3 miles, dude. By the end, I'm like dreading life, like trying to keep my eyes open.
Damn.
But yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, it was a good time. I don't want to mention any names.
No need. You can tell me off camera.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of being the.
I got a lot of stuff for you.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. It make good for good content, but I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so we'll save it for after. But we've had a few good nights there. You know, like fight nights. Oh, and by the way, next weekend is Sean O'Malley, right?
Yep.
Did you end up getting that shirt?
No.
Sold
out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn. And I think by now, if there was anything like that, it wouldn't get here.
Because I'm sure it's somebody just making them, you know?
Oh, sure.
So, yeah.
Those were badass.
They were badass.
That's going to be a good card.
That is. And that's next weekend. And ain't your guys' thing next weekend, too?
Oh, wait. No, it's not next weekend. It's the weekend after.
Right. Oh, shit. Am I even going to be here?
Yeah. Sean's at...
The 7th.
John, yeah.
7th, okay.
That might be our last hurrah.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sean is the 7th. So not this next weekend. That's the weekend after.
Because you got this weekend coming up. What's this weekend coming up? You're going to be gone.
Yeah.
So I'll probably not do nothing. I need to stay out from downtown. If you're not there, I need to stay out of there. And then next weekend, the 30th, they got some kind of party going on. And then the 31st,
oh, the summer show or the summer party, right?
31st, you're there.
I'll be out for that summer party too.
Me too.
And then the 31st is our show.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yes.
I literally feel like I just judge my time off weekends. Like, all right, what do you got coming like this?
Oh, motherfucker.
What?
Oh, wait. No, this will probably be all right. Never mind. We're all good. So, Sean O'Malley, let's double check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 7th. This... It is, in fact, the 7th. My cousin's wedding is that day.
Oh.
But I'm sure the wedding will be at like 2 or 3, at latest 4.
Yeah, and then you got the after deal.
And I'll definitely hang out for a little bit, but like I'll just dip out at like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Because the main event doesn't start till 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it both work.
Yeah.
I gotta double check whatever time that is. But I gotta go. I haven't seen my cousin in forever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well,
next weekend's gonna be good though.
They're both gonna be good, yeah. Oh, by the way, just for anybody listening, make sure you go out May 31st, Thirsty Street.
Thirsty Street.
It'll be a good time.
I've yet to go there.
No? I mean it's a craft beer, you know, it's a craft beer spot.
What were they having that one time we were talking about it? Like some kind of what the hell were they having over there? Some kind of dancing? Was it dancers?
Oh, the burlesque thing?
The burlesque thing.
Oh no, belly dancers.
Belly dancers, yeah, that's exactly right.
We should have gone to that.
We should have went to that. I don't even know why we didn't.
I think we were just partying it up and
yeah.
Time got away. It's usually what happens. Yeah, they had like a belly dancing thing going on.
Doesn't sound like a bad time.
I've also been to like certain things like that, and it's hit or miss.
Yeah. When's the fair gonna be here? Oh, in August?
It's always in August, yeah. It's like first week of August.
Everything's about to start popping off, and I'm about to be out of here.
Dude, you're gonna miss fucking Alive After Fives. Those are so fun.
What's Alive After 5?
So you actually no, you'll be here for a couple of those.
Really?
I think so. I'll double check here in just a second. So Alive After 5, it every Thursday in the summer bounces around to different bars, and they shut off the street, so it's a big street party.
You got one tonight?
No, I don't think they start till. I think they start in June though, so it might be. I know there's one on my birthday in July.
Damn it!
So,
I mean, I'm not gonna be that far away. I'd definitely come back up here and kick it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm taking that whole weekend off for my birthday. Let's see. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm on fucking. Okay, Alive After 5. But yeah, so there's live music.
Okay.
So there's bands. They got bars set up outside. So basically, and they'll have food trucks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So they just shut off a block, and then everybody, it's free to get in. I think it's $2 for a wristband. Okay. If you're drinking, but if you have like underage, kids or whatever can show up and it's free.
Yeah.
Or if you just want to go in and watch, that's fine too. It only costs to drink.
Wow.
Beers aren't like absurdly expensive.
Maybe it's a good thing I'm getting out of here.
And the thing that sucks is it is on Thursdays. So,
You gotta go to work on Friday and still Saturday, yeah.
They used to do some on Fridays too. And they called them Fix at 6. Oh. First one, June 12th.
That's right there. Perfect. Go out there, show my ass a little bit, and bounce out of here.
That one's at Pub Station.
Okay.
And then June 19th will be the one after that. So
okay, yeah.
But yeah, July 31st. That's the last one of the year, and that's on my birthday.
Okay.
And guess who's hosting?
Who?
Hooligans.
Oh yeah.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Like, because Hooligans and Brew Pub do one.
Yeah.
So it's right there on Broadway. So they'll just shut off from that Sky Point.
Yeah.
To the Crystal. It's the best street party.
I'll be here. Yeah, dude. Because from Salt Lake, it's only an hour flight.
That's true.
So they might have to pick me up at the airport, but
I can do that. I'll probably be getting off work early that day.
Yeah.
Because I already took Friday off. I'm like, fuck this. I'm having a 3-day weekend for my birthday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You can crash here too.
Yeah, that works.
I got a freaking air mattress.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of friends and they're like, "You're gonna come back and visit?" I'm like, "Absolutely!" Like, I still go all over just visiting some friends. So, yeah.
What's funny is the other night. Now, keep in mind, I was joking about this. I was sitting at the bar, and then you came. You might have already been there, or you were coming in. I don't remember. You were with some other buddies.
Oh yeah.
That's the night you went to Pepper's.
Yeah.
And Abigail's like, "Why isn't Tyler sitting over here?" I was like, "I don't know. He's hanging out with his friends." And she's like, "Well, I thought he was your friend." And I was like, "Yeah, I thought he was my friend too."
No, we are friends.
I know.
This is my number one.
That was me fucking around.
This is my number one. I honestly, I don't even know what to say.
Well,
it happened so fast, and I'm like, I was like, oh yeah, we'll see you in there. But then like that whole from me and her got weird. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna get out of here.
No, it's all. I that wasn't even my point of bringing that up. It was more just like I was joking around, like, I thought I was his only friend.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No, you got to make other friends, man. You got to be able to hang out with. So where'd you meet them at?
So right there.
Oh, you just met him right then and there?
No. So the weekend before that, right? It was this guy, me, you. Right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I kind of do remember talking to him.
That guy is he works here. He wanted to go shooting, right? And then but what he was there for was the same reason, we were kind of like going for the same girl.
Oh, that's funny.
And what are the chances like we end up sitting together, like, yeah. And then he was like, "Hey man, like, you want to grab some beers, whatever, cool." And then he brought his friend along.
Nice.
And yeah, that turned out to be a
crazy night.
I mean, kinda. It was fun. But just the whole thing was like we're hanging out together, and then there's a third party there.
I always hate being the third wheel. I've been the third wheel a few times.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes, you know what? I'll take that back. I don't mind being the third wheel because I can just leave.
Yeah.
I can just dip out and I'll be like, I'm not leaving anybody hanging because
Yeah.
at least you're with somebody.
Yeah.
If I'm with if it's just me and a buddy and I'm not feeling it, or if I'm with a date
Yeah.
and it's like this isn't going well, I always feel bad being like, I kind of want to go home.
Yeah.
Or I'm not feeling this, I want to get out of here. I'll usually just muscle through it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm not feeling it and it's two other people together, I'm like, I'm out. You got each other.
Yeah.
I'm not making anybody feel bad here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was kind of like they're friends. They worked together. They'd known each other for a long time. But yeah, it was a good night. We actually went dancing, and it was cool.
At Duke's?
Well, we went to Pepper's to start with.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
what'd you think of that?
Then we came back, went to Duke's.
You love Duke's,
dude. I fucking hate Duke's.
You love it way too much.
I hate it, but dude, that's where if you can be in there just acting up and nobody even bats an eye. But they remember because now that I've been up and down that street a couple times, people are starting to be like, "Oh yeah, I know you." I'm like, "No, you don't. No, you don't." Yeah, they do.
I remember that night we went there and you were trying to score some chicken at that place, and I was just like, "Dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here!"
That was $60 chicken right there.
Jesus.
And we only ended up getting one.
Oh, that's fucked.
She was like, "Oh yeah, I just gave that a tip." I'm like, "A tip? That wasn't even your money."
Jesus.
That's crazy. But it is what as you're drunk, you're like, ah.
I know. That's been a problem of mine.
Yeah. And then we ended up being chicken strips until 3:00 in the morning. It was cool.
Nice.
She took me home and just dropped me off, but kept it moving. But yeah, it was a good time.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's I like the downtown scene when it's fun like that.
Yeah, I mean last weekend was good. It was good.
Nice. Yeah, dude. We went to the show. Went to see her. Great show. I've seen those guys that was probably my 5th time seeing those guys. Yeah, they used to come here all the time. This is the first time they've been back in maybe 8 years or so.
Really?
But they used to come every summer.
Yeah.
So I saw them a few times. But it was packed. Just way too many people, honestly. But we picked the perfect side where it was a little bit more spread out. Because it was so hard to get there. But I know an easier way to get through.
Right.
But anyway, and there's a big old fan above you.
Yeah.
So it's you're not overly hot.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, you could just dip out through the back way like I go. But when I was trying to go to the bathroom, it was just herding cattle.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
your arms
God
in, just
damn,
keep
dude.
moving.
It's just, and I get claustrophobic sometimes in crowds like that anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not because of people. Sometimes it's because of people, because sometimes people are just idiots. And I have a hard time not focusing on stupidity because I'm just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just being contained like that.
Yeah. I can feel that.
But anyway, I diverted. It was a good show. We went to the Crystal afterwards, and we were just hanging out. It wasn't even that busy. It was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Because usually after a show, it'll get overrun.
Phil's in there.
And it kind of did for a minute, but then it died out. We're sitting at this table, just me and this girl, and shout out to Erin. She hooked me up with the ticket, so right on. So we're sitting there, gonna sing some songs, and there's this other group of girls sitting next to us who frequent the Crystal. I don't see them all the time, but so it was nice to see them. They're sitting there, we're kind of chatting a little bit. I go up to sing, come back, and first and foremost, I have no regrets about what I'm gonna say, and I feel bad about nothing.
Okay.
This fucking gigantor is sitting in my chair. This fucking blob. And
girl or guy?
Girl. Wearing a fucking belly shirt and short straps, and I'm just seeing her from behind. I'm like, I look at my friend and I'm like, what's going on here? And she's just so I sit on the chair next to her over here, and I'm like, she was with the other, she showed up and saw the other girls that were sitting next to us. So she just helped herself and sat down in my seat. She's got the chicken strips.
Yeah, of course. You gotta have the chicken strips.
But, dude, I almost lost my dinner because she's sitting there just open, like eating the fucking coleslaw, and I'm like smelling it, and she's just like, it was like Chris Farley in that fucking sketch where he's eating the fries, and he's like, lay off me, I'm starving. I was like, geez, you don't miss a meal, do you? So I was like, we gotta go to a different table, because I'm gonna throw up. Like, this blob is about to fucking make me sick.
You haven't been to Peppers in a while,
huh? Why, is there a lot of blobs?
Dude, I saw a girl. Well, I'm not hating, but I saw a girl, huge girl, huge girl, and she had on like it was like underwear and a bra, but like a fishnet like cover thing, and it was skin tight, and I was just like, and it looking around,
somebody caught them.
So
a whale.
hadn't been drinking that long, so like my goggles weren't that thick yet. And I'm looking around, I'm like, what? Like, where am I at? Like, because it wasn't just her. There's just like a whole sea of that. I'm just like, man, like, there's some confident women out here. Hey, praise you, though.
Too confident.
Praise you.
Fuck. My God. Yeah. I mean, live your best life. I'm not here to judge, but might be judging silently, at least. Definitely behind your back.
I'm like, yo, check this out.
There's a lot of back to talk behind, so.
Yeah. Not even going to know.
The Peppers is kind of like the Dukes of the West End, I would say.
Okay.
Besides the dancing side of it.
Well, they'd be dancing in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a college bar.
Yeah.
Which, I guess Peppers, Dukes is kind of that vibe.
Yeah.
It's I would say it's a rowdy bar.
Yeah.
Like, that's what
I like. That's what I like. Not because of the fighting. I don't like to fight anymore. People like to fight me, as you can tell. I got a black eye. But
you got sucker punched.
I got sucker punched. And dude, I met a guy that saw it happen.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, "Hey man, I know you." I'm like, "From where?" He's like, "You got punched in the face at Lux." And I was like, "Was it you?" And he was like, No. I saw it. He was like, "Yeah, you were helping those people, and a guy came out and just hit you." And he said you stopped, smiled at him, and then he took off running. I was like, that's a good... I don't got to hear no more.
Yeah, hey, you heard that from a secondary source.
Yeah, I'm good, dude. I'm good with that.
Don't you love when, like... Because you obviously are going to remember it a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I love whenever you have what you would like consider to be like a badass moment, whether it was something you said to somebody. It doesn't have to be physical.
Right.
But if it was something you just... Like a clap back.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And then... somebody tells you the story and you're like, dude, remember when you fucking just laid into that guy? And you're like,
yep.
I sure fucking do. Like, I'm glad you remember it that way, because I've been telling people it that way, so I'm not lying to people.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, in my head, I don't remember the whole smiling. I also just got punched in the face.
Right.
So, and I was like...
I mean, that's probably the coolest thing you can do after getting punched, is just smile at somebody.
Yeah,
and, like,
and that's what he said. He's like, yeah, did you smile? And they were like, that's what's up. And then...
like, that's the last thing you're going to see before you get your ass whipped.
Right? And then he was like, yeah, then the guy took off running, and then the security came and got you, and I'm just like, all right, cool. I wasn't too far off, because, like, I didn't start anything, and...
I'm surprised security didn't swarm his ass.
Dude,
I'm sure it was
they
busy,
swarmed
though.
me instantly. Boom.
Because
I also had blood just freaking pouring out my face.
Fuck.
So they took me to the bathroom, got me cleaned up, and then I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to go back in there. Like, dude, you're not coming back in here. You're literally bleeding out of your face.
Yeah, I guess that is fair.
And I was like, all right, cool. So I waited outside for him for like an hour. And they came back and were like, dude, just go home.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't watch me go to my truck right now.
I had to keep my cousin Aaron. You met my cousin Aaron. Yeah. So I had to keep his ass out of...
Good guy.
Yeah. I had to keep his ass out of Dukes for the longest time, because he is somebody who will just look for a fight.
Yeah.
Like, he's begging for it. I've seen him, like... We'll be... especially when booze starts getting involved. We'll be sitting at the end of the bar and he'll be like... I'm like, what are you fucking growling at? Like, what are you snarling at? He's like, these motherfuckers down here keep looking at me. I'm like, no, they're not. Like, they're just having a good time. Like, they're talking to each other. Like,
yeah.
If they are, leave it alone. Like, if they want to have problems, they can come over here and have problems.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be going over there and like, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, you're just looking for trouble, man.
Yeah.
So Duke's is like the last place that guy needs to go. Because that shit pops off like on a regular basis.
Yeah, especially outside.
Exactly. Well, I mean, and kudos to Duke's security. I know a lot of those guys. They run a tight ship. They don't let shit just like fucking fly around there. But if it's outside, they just let it go.
Yeah.
And the cops are always swarming down there, so. Fucking.
I almost got jumped by a bunch of kids at the freaking chicken tender.
I remember you telling me that, yeah.
Like, you better apologize. I'm like, I'm not apologizing for you standing by the trash can when I throw away my beer. That's just not going to happen.
Right. What are some good spots down in Kansas City?
Oh, dude, they got a bunch. So, like, they have it's probably like, let's just say from the Crystal to probably the next block after Duke's, right?
Okay.
And it's a big circle thing. And it's called KCP&L. And it's just, you walk in, there's multi-level. And they got bar. They like, you can watch Chiefs game in there. It's like you're in a Chiefs game. But there's parties in there, and then they have like another district. It's called oh man, it'll come back to me. I was literally just thinking about it. But yeah, there's two main, and there's bars everywhere.
Yeah.
But those are the two main, like,
it's like a square, like kind of like or a street or something.
Yeah, it's just just one big block just full of bars right like. You know, like let's say Drake comes again to the city, he's going to perform right across the street.
Okay.
Kind of everyone just comes out of there. T-Mobile Center right there. But yeah, there's a lot of, you can party all day there.
Fucking A.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I've never been to Kansas City. I don't know if I...
Dude, you would love it. You would love it. It's a good time.
Well,
everyone's nice, too.
Fair.
I mean, you have your people, but...
I mean, as a Bronco fan, I don't know.
Dude, there's honestly a lot of Broncos fans.
Yeah.
My cousin's a big Broncos fan guy.
I'll be honest. It's never been on my, like, destination list.
Mm-hmm.
But I think knowing somebody from there or, like, that likes the Chiefs, like, if we ever went to a game down there, I'd be down.
Oh, yeah.
And they play every year, so it's always an option every year.
Yeah, and dude, and they're not, like, even if you was to go there in your Raiders thing, they're not going to be like,
I'd never wear Raiders.
They're not going to go, like, I was just thinking Raiders because, like, I've seen people in there with Raiders.
Oh, sure.
And Broncos, and dude, it's not like like, you're still going to have a good time.
I've never had a bad experience anywhere I've gone.
Yeah.
As far as, like, on the away games. Mm-hmm. Never been hassled. Like, I've been to Dallas. I've been to Vegas. Now, Oakland would have been a different story, I think. And Philadelphia is just off the table.
Yeah.
But everywhere I've been, everybody's been super cool.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've had more trouble at Broncos games than I have at...
Really?
Yeah. Well, I've seen... Now, you know, I die for my team.
Yeah.
But I will be completely open and honest. Some Broncos fans can be some of the biggest assholes.
I can see that.
Especially, like, I've seen and I've heard stories from people who have been to Broncos games where they said they got, like, harassed
the whole time.
Bad. And I'm like, man, that sucks. I don't want to hear that. Like, and then anytime I go to a game, I'll joke around with fans, you know, opposing fans.
Yeah.
But it's never in, like, bad taste. And that's the same with other places. Like, we'll get jabbed at, you know, like, but it's always in good fun. You can always tell when it's malicious and when it's not.
Yeah.
But also when I'm on the road, I'm, like, highly respectful. I'm like, hey, this is your guys' house. I'm not going to come in here and wipe my feet, you know? Or, like, you know, walk around put my feet up on the table. Like, I'm going to be respectful.
Because if we lose, I still got to get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're talking shit.
Dude, when we went to Vegas, we were sitting, or right behind us were some old school fans. Like, they were some old boys. And they're from Oakland. So I was like, man, we might get our ass. Like, we might just get chewed the fuck out. And now, granted, there was a ton of Broncos fans in our section. So I felt all right. So nice. Like, they were welcoming. They were like, we were talking. We were just chatting it up about both teams and past and, you know, all this shit. And super nice. And, like, there, at one point we scored and we stood up and we were cheering and stuff. And I was like, oh, shit, you know, don't want to block your view or nothing. Like, dude, your team scored. Cheer.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, all right, well, appreciate that. Like, I didn't want to be rude or nothing, but
that's good though.
You ever been to a game then?
I've been in Chiefs games, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd rather watch it at home.
Really?
Yeah. Well, for one, I'd probably drink too much. So like, I'm
It's
in the game.
expensive.
Well, that it's like, and I'm in the game, and like I'm just like up there, like, ugh, and I can't focus, and like I don't know what down it is, bro, and I'm just like, ugh.
And it's a lot. It's costly.
Yeah, it is costly, but the the pregame, the parking lot parties are.
See, that's what I'm
untouched,
saying.
dude.
Like, it's not about being able to like watch the game necessarily. Like, yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah,
But it's the experience.
yeah, that experience gets me every time I get in there. I'm like, where did I sit at? And you're like looking at thousands of people. You're like, ah,
Well, we just might have to go to a game one of these times.
yeah,
I think I'd be down for that.
yeah. Because I mean, we play twice a year, so.
One of those homeboys from the refinery.
Mhm.
Remember those guys we were chatting
Yeah.
with that one night? He gave me his contact for Houston,
Okay.
and
yeah.
he's like, "Dude, come down for a game, man." I was like, "I mean, we just met, but
Yeah.
hey, I'm down."
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Houston would be a cool place. I it's my goal to try and see every stadium.
Oh, for sure. That would be sweet.
I try to go to at least one road game a year.
Yeah.
Probably not going to go this year, but like I'm going to a game in Denver this year.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to another game. I don't want to say it on the podcast just in case it's a surprise.
Yeah.
But actually, fuck it, I'll say it because I'll be telling. So I'm taking my nephew to a
Okay.
football game
Yeah.
because I'm going to tell him this weekend.
Yeah.
He's graduating high school, so he's never been to a game before, so
Oh, yeah.
he's a big Cardinals fan.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I'm going to take him down to Arizona for a game.
Dude, Arizona. That'd be good. I feel like if anywhere I want to move to, I feel like it'd be Arizona.
It's a blast. My cousin lives down there.
Like northern Arizona.
Yeah, I can't do the heat too bad from like Phoenix,
Yeah.
but
Flagstaff area. Nice.
yeah, it gets chilly at night too.
Mm-hmm.
Like desert, people don't realize, it might be 120, 130
Mm-hmm.
in the daytime. It gets down to like 50, 60. And from that dramatic change,
Oh, yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like free. I remember I went down to hang out with my cousin. Daytime, it was like maybe 80. It was perfect weather. And at night, we're going to hang out on his patio and watch some, he's got TV out there and stuff. And he's like, "You want a hoodie?" I was like, "Shit, I'm from Montana, bro. Like,
Yeah.
this shit's nothing." You go from 80 to 50, like, that's a pretty big change. You're like, "Fuck, I am kind of cold."
Well, dude, so like when I was in the desert, they say like, somebody could tell me I'm wrong, but 30-degree difference, you can get hypothermia, even if it's above freezing.
Really?
Yeah, that drastic of a change.
Well, because your body has to adjust so
Adjust it
quickly.
and it can't.
Yeah.
So like you can get hypothermia. Yeah, dude. I mean, in the desert it'd be like 100, and at night it'd be 70, and we'd be freaking bundled up, like freezing. And it's like, holy crap, it's still 70, but yeah, it's just that change is crazy.
Well, your body goes from being, adjusting to that heat, and then in a matter of 2 hours, it's a huge difference,
Yeah,
and you're
as
just
soon
like,
as that sun goes down, it's cold.
that's wild how that works.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably because there's not a lot of like the concrete and shit
Yeah,
that's
there's
holding.
nothing to block it. It just kind of comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
But it does get hot.
Oh yeah. So how are you gonna feel next season when the Denver Broncos are the number one team in the AFC West?
Dude, honestly,
I'm not even gonna be cocky about it. I don't know that that's gonna happen. I was just,
dude. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't.
It's gonna be a tough division,
Dude. Yeah, it's gonna. Raiders are gonna be probably nice too.
Yeah,
Chargers, they're nice. Chiefs,
they're always good.
they're always good.
As long as they have Andy
they're
Reid.
probably the biggest question mark right now, honestly.
I said that last year too, though. And look, they went to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, they were like freaking 12-0 or something.
Yeah, dude, it took them a long time to finally lose a game, and yeah, they were the number one team in the West. So every year I'm like, because eventually I'll be right. Eventually the Chiefs will have a fall off. Like it's inevitable.
Yeah.
But they keep proving me wrong, so I need to just stop saying it because it is. I think it will be one of the toughest divisions in football.
Oh, 100%.
'Cause-
And dude, Bo Nix is nice, dude.
Well, and then you got Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert in I still want to say San Diego,
Yeah.
but in LA,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
now Pete Carroll. I still think the Raiders are going to be worse, the worst in our division.
Yeah.
But honestly,
they still got Favre as their quarterback.
no. It's Geno Smith now.
Is it Geno Smith?
Yeah, which could go either way, but I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah.
They'll probably be better than they were last year. I don't know. I think a lot of things I could see the Chargers being the number one, to be honest.
Yeah.
They've made a lot of good moves.
Did.
It's going to be competitive as hell. I'm excited. It's going to be a good season.
Yeah, because the Raiders, they also got Gentry.
Yeah.
But, dude, I honestly don't think running backs make that big a difference.
He's one of those guys I think can. I just don't think they have the O-line yet for it to work.
Yeah, because Philly's running back, I mean, he's nice. Christian McCaffrey.
But they also have a really good O-line.
Yeah.
And so do the Niners.
But then when they play the Chiefs, I mean, the running backs really, that's not a thing.
Chiefs have a great D-line.
Yeah.
They have a great front seven.
Yeah.
And I think they retained a lot of those guys. I can't remember, actually.
Yeah, I think we have. I think most of the new guys we got, it's been offensive line.
My curiosity is going to be on the offense as far as, like, is Kelsey going to still be the same?
It's probably his last year.
I don't even know what their receiver situation looks like right now.
Everyone's back.
Well, they got that young kid from last year.
Yeah.
Worthy? Is that his name?
Worthy. We got Rice. We got Hollywood.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about Rice.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He was starting to be nice.
Dude, I got him in fantasy, and he was so good for the first couple of weeks, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
And I don't know if we re-signed Hollywood Brown or any of those weird names. I know not Hopkins, because Hopkins went to, I think, the Ravens.
Oh, you're right.
So.
Yep. I forgot about that. Ravens are going to be scary next year.
Dude, I fucking hate them.
I do too.
I hate the Bills too, because they're good. There's so many good teams right now. It's like fuck.
And I feel like there's a lot of good teams in the NFC too. I guess we're going down to the Broncos Packers game.
Oh, that should be good.
It's in December, which kind of sucks, but
yeah, Packers should be nice too.
I've gotten to see the Packers once now. I've not seen the Broncos play the Packers, so that'll be cool.
I'm curious to see what the Browns end up doing with all those picks that they got. They got like freaking 5 quarterbacks right now.
It's so dumb.
They got Pickett, Joe Flacco, the dude from Oregon, and Shador.
Yeah, Gabe, or what's his name?
Gabriel something.
Yeah. And then Shador, and they have one more too, don't they? Oh, and Deshaun.
Yeah, and Deshaun. Yeah.
Well, Deshaun's gonna be on IR the whole season.
Okay.
He's out the whole season, and then I'm sure they're going to cut Pickett because I think Flacco is going to be the starter to begin with.
Okay.
And then whichever of those two rookies, which I think it'll probably be Shador, if they're doing bad, just throw them in there.
Yeah.
What do you got to lose? Their defense is kind of scary, though.
There's a lot of teams like that that's just like...
That's where I'm like, okay, I'm not completely sold on the Broncos offense just yet. I think it's a work in progress still.
Yeah.
But our defense is fucking loaded. That's where we're gonna live and die by is whatever our defense can hold.
Because you guys were number 2 last year,
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 defensive player of the year candidates. Mm-hmm. One of them won.
When you guys, you were playing our second string or whatever, but still, you guys swept the floor with us.
I still don't take. I mean, it's a win, and I loved it.
Because Patrick Mahomes did play for a minute, didn't he?
Mm-mm.
No,
him and like most of their main starters.
Well, there was a couple guys that still done some work, but you guys.
I want to beat the Chiefs with Mahomes on the helm.
I mean, you did. You just got the field goal.
That
blocked.
fucking block kick, dude. That was one of the biggest disappointments. Not because of, obviously because of how it went down. Like that sucked. But my main disappointment was in my crew I was with because. Have you ever met my friend Mac? I don't think you have.
I don't think so.
He doesn't come out a lot. He used to he comes out for all the football games, so he's one of my best friends.
I wish I could be here for a football season, dude. That would be nice.
I know you showed up right at the very last game.
And got booed out of there, but
well, I don't blame you for leaving. Honestly, that was a rough.
I had to go home and do some voodoo. I'm like, I'm putting all my Super Bowl rings on. I'm changing the jersey, dude. I'm like sitting on the couch watching on my phone. I'm like, fuck.
I love that you have the rings too, because
oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I got the rings.
That's smart.
I'll be walking around like, all right.
But yeah, the that game we had throughout the season, we kind of developed we kept running into people and we're like, hey, come down. We're always gonna be here every Sunday.
Yeah.
So we ended up with a crew of probably about 6 guys that would consistently show up. And me and Mac are sitting there biting our nails, like a 30-yard field goal should be a fucking
Let's walk
easy
off.
make. Yeah.
Walk off.
And I'm like, dude, I can't believe this is going to happen. But I'm still like, we're playing the Chiefs, dude. Like, this doesn't mean
And
shit.
this is the undefeated season right here.
Yeah. And I'm like, something's going to happen. Like, I had a bad feeling. And these other guys are like, Mac was in the same boat as me, my buddy Mac. He was like chewing his, like, this is fucking isn't a guarantee until I see that go through the uprights and that clock hits 0. I'm not like cheering for nothing. Yeah. But these other guys are like, dude, we got this. It's in the bag. It's in the bag. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're gonna jinx it. Sure as shit. And I'm like,
the same way, dude.
I'm like, dude, you can't fucking, because now you look like an idiot.
Yeah.
It's like, if it goes in, yeah, we'll hoot and holler, we'll have fun, we'll cheers, we'll take shots, whatever.
Never before, though.
Never before. You never prematurely celebrate. Mm-mm. Even in the Super Bowl, which seems like a fucking lifetime ago now, but first Super Bowl I ever got to watch us win.
Yeah.
So I watched us 2 years earlier lose in horrific fashion to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So I'm not cheering for nothing until that clock hits 0.
Yeah.
We were up by 10 points with maybe like 4 minutes left, and everybody's getting excited. I'm like, nope. I'm sitting here like,
yeah.
I'm still watching. Anything can happen. And once that clock, then we can party.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Beers on me.
Even in like if the clock's winding down with 50 seconds and it's still a 10-point lead, I'm like, okay, now I feel all right.
Cheers, let's hug it out for sure.
Yeah.
So like, was it been 2 seasons ago or so, 3 maybe, when the Chiefs were playing the Texans and it was like 24-zip. I moved my whole living room from the living room to the garage, and dude, I shit you not, they started winning. So from the rest of that season, we watched all the games and then the Super Bowl in there.
So you kind of have the superstitions?
Oh, yeah, dude. And people start getting too chirpy. That's why I normally don't like to watch the game out.
Yeah.
And the last 2 games against the Bills and then the Super Bowl, I had to watch them. I watched the Bills in Utah.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's like, kill him. I'm in there with my Chiefs jersey. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, told you, like, fuck you. I'm just like, hey man, I'm chill, man. It's whatever.
Yeah, that is the danger of going out, is like you run the risk of getting chirped.
I'm not good at getting chirped. I'm not good at chirping either.
See, I'm really not either, only because I'll get I'll let you know, like, if you're chirping me, I'll just let the game do the talking.
Yeah.
Because if I start chirping back and we lose, then I look like an asshole. Mm-hmm. Now,
that's my biggest thought.
If we win, I don't even have to say nothing. I can just look back at the chirpers and be like, it's like, that's all that needs to be said. That's the ultimate. Uh-huh. Like, me and my buddy, we were sitting there watching the Nuggets game. This was against the Clippers. And the whole game, there's this table. We're sitting there with our jerseys on. Table just right behind us. Let's go, Clippers. Like, woo woo. Anytime they score, yeah. And they're not even Clippers fans. They were just cheering
because you guys,
yeah. Just to cheer against us.
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
Yeah, that pisses me off more than anything.
Yeah,
didn't say nothing. We'd cheer if we scored, not because of them, but because we were genuinely excited. And the whole time, let's go Clippers. We win the game. And I lean over to my buddy. I was like, let's hit him with a let's go Nuggets. And so, real loud, let's go Nuggets. And they even were like, all right, you got us. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I do hate the church. Like,
dude, because it cuts deep.
I'll have a friendly banter.
Yeah.
I'll have a friendly banter. But if you're being an asshole, like, just to be an asshole, if you're on the other team, okay. Like, if you're genuinely rooting for that team.
Yeah.
But even still, you don't got to be an asshole.
Right.
I hate that shit.
These guys were Eagles fans.
God.
When I was in, dude, they were talking so much shit. I'm just like, I'm just going to watch it outside because if not, there's going to be an issue in here. And in the game, we won. So I walked back in there just, because I'm by myself, so I really don't have, much ground to hold there. But I'm in there, I'm clapping, I'm yelling, yeah. And they're all just like, all right.
Yeah, I mean.
It's like, check, please. I'm going to get out of here.
Nothing. And I used to be this guy. Where, like, you lose a game and you're just like, fuck, man. It's just, I'll internalize it and I'll be pissed about it. I'm still pissed, but in public, I'm not gonna be like fucking fuck.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. Like now you feel like an idiot, to be honest.
No, even if we're losing, I'll definitely change it up. I'll walk out, trying to do some kind of voodoo stuff to get them rallied back.
I hear that.
But yeah, if we're just losing, yeah, definitely.
There's certain. I'll go as far as to be like, oh, I have my sunglasses on my hat.
Yeah.
I'll put like. Once I put them on the bar, we started winning. You know,
Yeah.
make sure I
I'm
don't put
same
the.
way.
You know, just little shit like that.
How were we sitting? Everyone go back to
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Make sure you're in the right sequence. It's so funny. Like I'm not like that with anything else except sports.
Yeah, same.
And I refuse to bet on my teams
Yeah, nope.
because it's bad juju.
If anything, I have bet on the other team, but I'm like, because I can't bet on mine.
Yeah.
I bet on the other ones.
I guess in that case,
because it's like if I lose, I'm still winning.
see, if I was a Chiefs fan, man, I might be betting all the time because like although you're usually, it's a bad payout, so what's the point? Just because.
Yeah, we're not usually underdogs.
The better thing would be to bet on the other team to cover.
Okay.
Because then you can still like the Chiefs can still win, but if the spread is covered, then you win the money still.
Okay.
And the other team can lose, but you still win money. That'd be the way to go.
Yeah.
That's if you're not worried that they're just gonna blow the doors off.
Dude, and you never know.
Last year would have been the year to bet the to cover against the Chiefs every time because so many of their games were really close.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they were favored by anywhere between 7.5 to 10.5 points.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of their games were like 3 points, 7 points.
Yeah. Close.
So that would have been the year to do it because you would have been raking in cash and your team would have been winning.
Yeah. I'm still scared.
Yeah, I'm so bad at sports betting.
I mean, you saw me bet everything I've bet so far. Just
Although you got to see like my one sports bet win of the year, and I was Volkanovski to win by decision.
Dude, I mean, what are we thinking about Peter? Was it Peter Yan?
Oh, who?
Peter Yan, Sean O'Malley?
No, it's Marab.
Marab.
I probably won't bet on that one because of how it went down last time.
Yeah.
If the payout's good, I'll put like $20 on Sean.
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley got me my biggest sports bet ever.
Really?
When he beat Aljamain.
Okay.
I bet $100 on Sean to win by knockout. Paid out for $400.
I don't see him knocking him out, but I also didn't see him knocking Sterling out either.
Yeah, I think if he's gonna win, he can't get wrestled, which is gonna be really hard.
Yeah.
Because he's so lanky, he's got so much area to grab, and fucking Marab's a bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a tough fight. That's probably one of Sean's tougher fights.
Yeah.
We saw what happened last time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my boy, man. That's
Oh yeah. I forget that he's from here.
from Helena,
Yeah.
And so we were Sean fans well before he even became like famous.
Yeah.
I remember when he wasn't even dyeing his hair.
Yeah.
He was rocking the cornrows and shit, but he was just a little scrawny Jufro guy, like still knocking people out.
Yeah.
But we were along for the ride well before that because he was the only Montana fighter in the UFC. There was one other kid, but he didn't last very long.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think he lives in Arizona.
And then he does.
Yep.
Yeah. You had a buddy that was fighting the other night, right? Or a couple weeks ago.
I got two buddies that are that are in the UFC.
That's pretty cool. Like, do you know him like on a...
Yeah. Darian Weeks and Gage Young.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they both fight.
Well, and your other buddy, he filled in, didn't he?
Yeah, that was his actually first fight in the UFC.
Oh, okay, yeah. And it was in Kansas City.
Yep, and it was in Kansas City.
Well, and that's why they did that, because they always like to have at least one or two like home
Yeah,
fighters.
I mean, they still fight prelims right now, but they're pretty good. I mean,
that's how you got to start.
My buddy Darian, he's won like world titles. When I was in Iraq, he was actually in Saudi Arabia fighting.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's badass.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. So I had all the boys watching. We were watching on my phone and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Fuck yeah. Do you ever think about getting into any of that? Like, did you ever play sports in high school?
Yeah, I played for sports, and then until up to like junior year, sophomore year maybe. I was good at football and all. I'm athletic, but I just started hanging out with the wrong crowd. We were just a bunch of rough country boys, and
How big was your high school?
Graduating class was like 300.
Okay, so it's pretty good size.
Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
close, yeah. Yeah, and yeah, like to drink beer and get rowdy. So,
What position did you play?
so in my football career, I've played quarterback. I played running back, safety.
Nice.
I'm just not too tall, so running back worked. I mean, quarterback works, but I have to move.
Yeah.
'Cause everyone got taller than me. So.
Well, O-line's usually pretty big.
Yeah, so I'd have to run to one of the other sides to kind of see where I was throwing. But yeah, I played baseball for a year.
Nice.
I wasn't that great. At
I never
baseball.
played baseball.
I was good at catching it, but the hitting it was like, I would just walk up confident, so they would kind of throw me a couple balls, and then I'd just get first base.
Yeah.
if,
See,
if you looked apart, you're like, he looks like he's probably good.
that's probably one of my biggest regrets is not playing high school sports. Football for sure. Like I look back and I'm like, I don't completely regret it since we know like now what we know about like concussions and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like at least maybe like preserve my health a little bit.
Yeah.
But I just love football so much, and even if I was riding the bench just to be like on the team and like just to be a part of that, I think that would have been fun.
It'd be super nice, yeah.
Because I hear all my friends talk about their time playing football, and it's like, man, it sounds like fucking fun. The only sport I ever played in school was basketball, but it was in middle school.
Yeah.
That was not bad. Like, you always look back and you're like, fuck, if I only knew what I know now.
Yeah.
It's like I could have maybe been something decent.
I would have paid attention in school, listen to our dads or moms or whatever and pay attention, for sure.
See, I actually, my 8th grade year, because I played 7th and 8th grade basketball. 8th grade, there was A team, B team, which were basically the same thing. A team wasn't like better than B team.
Okay.
But
had a bunch of guys.
Yeah. So it was A team, B team, and then anybody who didn't make the squads, there was like an intramural team.
Okay.
Which would have sucked ass because they had to practice in the mornings instead of after school. So they always practice in the mornings, and then they're it's like the scrub squad basically, And I ended up making
on there.
Yeah, well, for sure. And I ended up making I can't remember if it was A or B team, but I made one of the main squads.
Yeah.
Which was just cool in itself.
So you're like, fuck it, nerds over there on C team.
Well, and I might have been, one of the lesser guys just because first of all, everybody else knew each other.
Yeah.
So they all like passed to each other and like they did all those camps and shit. Like I never did any of that.
Traveling.
I only ever played in my backyard or at the park,
Yeah.
But I had a decent shot, and the biggest thing was I just understood like the fundamentals, like how the plays go, like where you're supposed to set up, how to block, or how to like block somebody out. I just knew simple shit like that, which the coaches appreciated that.
Yeah.
And I was a good student, and I never ruffled any feathers, And so before the last game of the season, or it was second to last, whatever. We had a practice, and it was like 2-on-2, all the teams, and they had all 6 baskets down.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to play 2-on-2, and then whoever won advanced
Kind of
until
like a tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the coaches were playing too, and they're we're fucking little 8th graders.
Yeah.
And the coaches, I don't even know if they were that tall, like generally, but they were big guys to us. They're adult men.
Throw up a dunk on them?
No, but I knocked down 6 3-pointers in a row.
Okay.
And my coach was even like, "What the?" Like he's like, "Where is this kid coming from?" And that was a good, like that felt good.
Like nobody passed it to me.
And after practice, we all got in the huddle in the middle, and my coach pointed at me and said, "Anybody on my team, if he's open, you fucking pass him the ball." Yeah. Next game, I hit my first and only points of the entire season, and it was a 3-pointer.
Nice.
And
like,
yeah, exactly. I think the whole season I maybe got like 5 shots, and that was the only one I made, and it was a 3, which was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Corner 3 too, nothing but net.
Yeah.
And I ended up
look back like.
Yeah, right. I just remember looking up to my family and seeing them cheering. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Like, I just was ready to get back on defense. But at the end of the year, I ended up winning my team's like MVP.
Oh, nice.
And it wasn't because I was the best player. It was just because I was like a model player.
Yeah.
Like that was like, this is the guy. My coach said, this is the guy that we hope to have. Like he is like the guy, he shows up to every practice, works his ass off, good in school.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck. When they said my name, I was just as surprised as anybody.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Okay, like, thanks.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So that was my only crowning achievement in any sports I ever did.
There you go.
But in high school, because you're getting all these other kids from other schools that are coming in, I just didn't have a chance. And I'm really not that athletic.
Okay.
Like I just don't I probably, you can work towards that.
Yeah.
But I never really had that aspiration. And music was my aspiration.
Yeah.
So instead of doing sports, I never did like band or choir or nothing like that. I probably should have done that too. It probably could have helped.
But you're in the room just going at it.
Oh, we had garage bands.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Even better.
We were just doing shit after
Yeah.
school, just me and some friends, and
That's dope.
that's where that all started.
Yeah.
And then, that was on and off, on and off. And it's funny that ended up still being something I ended up doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you're good at it.
Well, it takes a long time. You learn lessons along the way, and when you're young, you think you have these high expectations, and you're like, you see other bands doing it around town. You're like, yeah, like seems so easy. No, you learn.
Yeah.
You learn the tricks of the trade, and you're like,
the lights get a little brighter sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So it's been a long learning curve, but that started in not freshman year, sophomore year.
Okay.
Was where all that began. Actually, I was doing stuff with some friends in middle school still too. Nothing that ever like saw the stage, but
yeah.
We'd practice in the basement and just fuck around.
Yeah.
So that's where like it all began, and fucking from 8th grade to now, it's like crazy.
Yeah. And you guys got a good presence. That's like.
Yeah, you came out to now you got to come see the full show.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
We're only doing like 9 songs, but It's gonna be a good show. And the other bands we're playing with, they're fucking badass too.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was excited to get there. I just got there a little late, but I mean, even just the presence you guys had was just like, it was sweet.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Like, I have the most, what do they call it? Fucking imposter syndrome, where like I don't feel like I belong in this like crowd.
Really?
Like, because I'm not trained. Like I don't have any like professional background whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like I've never been like classically trained. I don't know how to play a single instrument. I barely understand timing. Just tempo and timing.
Yeah.
The way I do it is very unorthodox. And I always feel like I'm fake, like I'm a faker, like I'm a poser kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know that I'm not, but when you see all these other guys who can shred, even the guys that sing and they know how to play instruments, they understand music. I don't understand it the same way they do.
Right.
So I'm like, I just have that like in the back of my head, like,
I feel that.
Yeah, I'm just like kind of a.
Well, it definitely doesn't show.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's like that. All that stuff came from just observing, watching other people do it, and I'm like, all right, like I know what I like to see as an audience member.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna like replicate that. Like I'll just mimic that.
But that's also easier said than done.
But you also you do it enough times.
Yeah, I don't. If I was to get on, like even this, I was super nervous.
See, I told you it was gonna be easy.
And if you catch me outside, especially at the bar, I'm off, so you get a couple beers, you're like, whatever. I could talk your ear off, but on a normal day-to-day basis, I don't do a whole lot of talking.
I'm also bad at public speaking.
So that's what you. I mean, that's kind of the same thing. It's like, dude, if you was to get me on that stage, I would fucking just break out and sweat, and I'd fumble my words.
It's tough. They say that's the number one phobia, is public speaking.
Oh, I 100. Like, my face. Yeah, I can look at just thinking about it. I'm getting a little flustered. But.
Well, it's not even for me. It's if I was like more eloquent in the way I speak. Mm-hmm. It's easy to do when you're just like practicing at home. Like this is what I'm gonna say to the crowd. Like kind of like you always. For me, I always kind of like have a few things in mind.
Yeah.
Because if you're up there, something's gonna pop out.
Yeah.
You've at least kind of like have a few ideas of what you're gonna say. But if you fumble your words or you say something weird or wrong, you're like, "Fuck, that sounded stupid."
I sound stupid most of the time.
it comes easier once you've had practice. You
Yeah.
do it enough times. It's like it's a little easier, but it also depends on the crowd.
Yeah.
You got to feed on the crowd. So if there's like 10 people in the crowd, like who am I talking to?
Yeah.
We're here. We're still gonna perform and put on a show.
Yeah.
But the talking stuff, it's pointless.
Yeah.
If you have a whole crowd, dude, we played a show at Pub Station and there was like 700 people. That's easy.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me nervous at all.
Really.
You'd think you get a bigger crowd, you're more nervous. Because you have at least, let's say half the crowd is like into it.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the people that are like judging or hanging out in the back, don't give a fuck, or
Yeah.
I'm seeing the people up front that are like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them and I'm like just feeding on their energy.
That makes sense.
You could say any dumb shit and people are gonna be like, yeah. It's like, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You can't do that in front of a crowd of 20.
Yeah, you're like, they don't say anything back. You're like, all right, well, guess we're gonna start playing now.
Yeah, exactly. And we've had that too. You experience it all. It's fun though,
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah,
exhilarating.
I cannot wait till next weekend.
Dude. I'm gonna, and this is perfect because I'll be going to Nashville, getting to watch a bunch of live music, and it's like that. Hopefully, will inspire me to like, all right, next weekend we're going hard.
Start handing out some stickers. And
Oh,
some
I already
shit.
packed them.
Yep.
Already got them packed up.
Hell yeah.
Got some koozies in my hand out. Yep. Well, fuck, bud. Let's wrap this up.
Alrighty.
Always end my episodes with a positive, motivational message from the guest to the audience. What do you got for us?
I wouldn't say I have anything that's super great, but I would say life's a bitch, so you can't be one. That's it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the name of the name. Well, the name of the podcast, not Life's a Bitch, but I understand that sentiment for sure. Like,
life's hard. I mean, and you kind of just got to be just as hard sometimes. Yeah, and simpler fact, life's a bitch. You can't be one, so
can't let it take you down. Like,
no. And the way I kind of do it is like, I don't really take a whole lot of things serious, and I just kind of roll with the punches. I do pray a lot, and so I don't even think I'm driving, so it kind of works out the way. But yeah, that's my quote.
I love it. I love it. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man. I'm glad we got you on here before you had to take off.
Yeah. I appreciate you having me, man.
Fuck yeah,
It's a good
dude.
time.
And then we'll have to head up a game down in Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
That could be
Yes,
fun.
sir.
I like I said, I never thought I'd say that. It's always funner to go to a game with,
Oh yeah, dude. I would 100% do that. 100%.
Let's make it happen, man. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. Life's a bitch. Don't be one. But life's a garden. Dig it.
There you go.
Just gotta keep on keeping on.
Why don't you talk in the microphone? I got a back right here. Back of my. 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 Life's a garden, dig it.